I suck at the game of business. You heard that right. That's always a limiting belief that I've always had in my mind, right? Whether it's sometimes, a day, whether it's maybe a week that it just pops up, maybe it's a month, maybe it's a season. It's just a limiting belief. It's a false belief, right? So that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this conversation, where we talk about if you ever have that moment where you feel like you suck in business, or you're in that season and you're just like, man, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know how to get out of this. I feel like things are just falling apart. I don't know what to do. I'm about to throw the towel in. We're going to get really real on this, very authentic, talk about our struggles, and talk about the 13 years of experience in entrepreneurship. When you have those days and moments, how you plow through them. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, E?
Not a whole lot, man.
What's new in the neighborhood?
Not a whole lot. Just staying consistent, controlling what I can control, and just trying to stay blessed.
And you're choosing your heart, I see.
Having a good attitude. Yeah, it's a good shirt. I just got this shirt at the Warrior Conference, Warrior Night at Elevate Life Church, and they're always rolling out like some really good like merchandise, and it's cool. They always have different things on that they're gonna like different like apparel they roll out on those, because they only do them every like 3 months or so, so it's not very frequent they do it, but it's cool. It's like 2-3 hours. They're just value, just all men, just learning about God, leadership, just how to become a better person overall. Like, it's powerful. So I had to pick up this shirt on Choose Your Heart. I know we've done a podcast on it before.
Yeah, and Eric actually had a nice gesture and he surprised me with one of those shirts, so thank you very much.
Yeah, see? Generous. I'm a generous man. Generosity is key.
Took him 37 years.
That's funny. All right, guys. So let's jump into today's episode. We're gonna be talking about I suck at the game of business. You're probably like, what are you talking about, Eric? But a lot of you guys are thinking that. A lot of you guys have this frame of mind, and sometimes wake up with this thought, middle of the day thought, or end the day like this, saying, "Man, I just suck at this game of business. I suck at coaching. I suck at marketing. I suck at sales. I suck at entrepreneurship." So I just said, you know what? I suck at the game of business, because it's all pretty much all under one umbrella. So we'll talk about that today. But before we get into this, guys, I want to just say there is a quick fee to pay if you're new to the show, and it's simple. Just leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you guys found value in the show. That helps us out tremendously. We're trying to reach more and more listeners, more ears, more eyeballs with our message and everything that we bring to the table within our podcast show. So we need your help. So if you found value, please just take a minute to do that. It takes literally a minute to do. And again, share it on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. So, other people can, see it and get inspired. And that's really it, guys. If you didn't find any value in this particular episode, that's cool. We'll show up another time, and maybe that will be valuable for you. So that's it. Okay, so let's jump into this. So that mentality, Chris, I'm going to ask you an honest question. How many times, like a week, would you say that you have this type of statement?
At least once a week.
Once a week. Yeah. See, guys, after 13 years of being in the game of business and entrepreneurship, Chris still has this thought: I suck at the game of business, or I suck at something, right?
Exactly.
What do you do when you have this thought? And just be real. Be real. Walk me through this.
Couple things. Either go to the gym, pop on like a podcast that's like motivational or something that like just like makes you stop like being basically petty and like whining and complaining, right? Or I'll go for a walk just to clear my mind, and then I'll think all the stuff that I've done the past 13 years, and that's where it gets me out of it.
Yeah.
But it's hard, man. It's hard because like it messes with your mind. It really, really messes with your mind.
Sure.
No matter what you've accomplished, no matter what you've done, it gets to you. It really, really does. But that's some of the things I do. Obviously there's probably other things I can think of. I just can't think of right off the top of my head, but it's usually that, going to get a workout, listening to a podcast, it gets me out of it. So I don't sit there and play the victim role. It doesn't go any deeper than what it needs to. Or just go for a walk and just reflect back on everything I accomplished and just be like, okay, it's one day, it's one like moment, one emotion right now that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
How do I sit there and conquer this so it's not every single week? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or every day.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky it's not every day. Yeah. That would suck.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good. It's good. I appreciate you sharing that. And so it just sounds like creating space and just kind of resetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Yeah. And that's good, guys. Like that's
I mean, what about yourself?
It's real life
Throw
wisdom.
it back at you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'll put it this way. If I didn't start my day off like with a morning routine and going through those steps and really focusing on myself to prime my mindset to play offense and defense and serve mode to help other people and putting God first, it would be extremely challenging. So that's my first thing I'm going to say. That's my foundation. I have to do that. When I have those moments, because we all do, like Chris just said, when I have those moments, I just go back to my meaning and purpose. And I just pretty much, it's this simple, man. I'm like, it's not about me. It's not about me. Mm-hmm. That's the way I change it. Because if I'm sitting there throwing like a pity party, like you said, if I'm reacting off an emotion, if I'm reacting off of an uncontrollable, most of the time, these thoughts and emotions are going to come from an uncontrollable. There's so much stuff that you cannot control in life, in the context of your business, what buyers do, what clients do. You can't. The market, I can go on and on. So as soon as I identify, this is probably an uncontrollable, man, that takes a huge weight off my back. Then I just go back to what's the meaning, what's the purpose behind this? Why am I getting up every single day to do this? And again, it's for a bigger purpose. It's to help health and fitness coaches. It's to help other people see their true greatness, to know their worth and value, to charge more, to let people know that you're just not a personal trainer. You're much more than that. You transform lives. You impact lives. You change lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on and on. How to make people more money, to live a more fulfilled life, to steward money better, to have a better relationship. Now, implementing more faith-based stuff, right? There's so many things that go back into the meaning and purpose behind it. So once I kind of just chill out and I talk to myself and do a pep talk on that, and there's times like I'll talk to God. I'll stop and talk to him and praise him just for anything, for going on a walk, for another day, for the breath in my lungs, for a roof over my head, for clothes on my back, food in my pantry. The list goes on.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, when I have those moments.
Yeah. Man, you guys see, like Eric's, his answer is a lot better than what he does compared to mine.
No, it's not that it's better. It's not that it's better. It's just, it's a different perspective. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I know. Why did you stop this video with this right here? If I was on stage, you'd probably be throwing popcorn at me or something like that. Literally give me 20 more seconds, okay? So what I want you to do now is check out the description box below and join our free Facebook group community if you are a health and fitness professional, okay? Because we have a lot of awesome stuff on there, and we actually give away a whole full entire training video on how to build a 12-week online training and nutrition program, absolutely free. We also give this cool, quick fix business scan. They can literally make you an additional 1 to 2K right away just by filling that out and putting in some of the action steps. Plus, there's some really cool people in there. We do some live trainings in there, and it's really interactive as well too. So check out the link in the description, and then back to the video.
But two things on that. So the very first thing, I love what you do about like praising God, because I have a reminder on my phone every 4 hours, noon, 5 o'clock, and then before bed to praise God for anything. A workout, getting a sweat, a podcast to reframe my mindset, whatever it is, right? But I love what you said about like just hitting on the vision, the mission, right? Because that's what I did. Was a month ago, I printed out like our Vivid Vision PDF that we give to our students in the Accelerator. And basically at the very end of it, it talks about what our vision is, our mission, and our why. Basically like what we're trying to accomplish here within Dynamic Fit Pros, and specifically the Accelerator program. I wish I had it pulled up, but it's very short. It's like a page, but it reminds me every day after I'm done with my morning routine to read that and be like, okay, Chris, like again, this is not about you. It's about serving other people. It's a greater mission. And if it ends up being a shitty day or things don't go your way, cool. Let's do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow's a do-over. I'll read that again, and maybe it is my day. Maybe it is my day. But I think that helped out a lot. I think that's, if you guys are listening to this, you guys should do that. It doesn't have to be this perfect mission, vision, why statement like everybody else talks about with all this stuff where you got to be in a room by yourself and listen to freaking classical music. I mean, just do it. You know what I mean? Like a couple sentences, literally read it on a note card every single morning before you start your day, and I promise it'll help you out.
Yeah, that's good. See what I mean? That's super powerful and super helpful for people listening.
Yeah.
And what even on that with the mission and vision statement, like this is why like establishing your core values is so important as a person, as a business owner, because if you're going through this type of like, this like mentality, like I suck, or just, maybe it's just not for me, you revert back to those values, and that's where you stick your flagpole in the ground and you stand by those, because that's who you are and what your business is about.
Yeah.
And also too, guys, like you guys gotta understand, like, you know, in the game of business, like it's just a game. It really is. Like life's a game. Like we're trying to get to different levels, right? So there's gonna be different seasons in business. And I don't know like who you're following, get advice from, but if they tell you that there's not seasons in businesses, that it's not a series of ups and downs, then I really just question. They're full of shit, you know. They really are, because there's going to be times where just that season's not going to be really good, and there's going to be seasons where they're good. It's going to be good. So you have to you just have to understand that and buy into that. That it's a game, that we're looking to get to that next level. That maybe that the level you're on right now, you're stuck at it. How do you get away? How do you go on another avenue? How do you go down a different path to sit there to still be in the game? You know, playing the game, but you're sitting there still trying to get to that next level.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you have to understand. So really quick here, on that note, that's why I'm such a big believer in putting in the work is what results to your worth. Mm-hmm. It really comes down to that, because again, if you're going through this mentality and day where you're just like, I suck at the game of business, I want to throw in the towel, it's like, who cares? Like, get over it. You know, like you said, every day's a do-over, but it's like, every single day you're going to have to put in the work, you know, to get the results and really establish that worth and value, what you're valuable for.
Yeah.
And I see this shit too much nowadays, man. Just like, again, people just want instant. They want instant results, and they want to be
What did we just talk about?
millionaires. Yeah.
It's affected that.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. Just short attention spans. It's terrible. It's terrible. People can't even watch a 10-minute, 30-minute video anymore, long form video, because everyone has to get their point across in 30 to 60 seconds. Like, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys.
It's entertaining.
Yeah,
so
and that's
stupid.
the way a lot of people are approaching businesses these days. And I'm sorry, it does not work like that. It's playing the long game. It's consistently getting up, doing the boring work every single day, eating shit every single day, rinsing and repeating it, and stacking those wins, stacking those layers, stacking those skill sets, getting to the next level little by little. That's what it's really about. And let me tell you something. The only thing that will matter when we die are the contributions we made to others' lives, impact, and making them better. Mm-hmm. I truly believe that. Because what else? What else are we doing this for, right? Yeah, money's great. Financial freedom's great. I'm not knocking that. But once you get to those different financial brackets, you have all those materials, you have the big house, you have the boat. Okay, then what? Like, what other contributions are you doing to fulfill your soul, your spirit, and your legacy? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and that's why you see so many people that are, rich, like monetary wise, but they're bankrupt inside. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a trip. It really, really is. But yeah, this is a good conversation, just about basically just sucking at the game of business. I think also too, just to hit on what you said about basically the seasons in business. It's so important to understand that, because I mean, man, dude, you can't predict these seasons either. You just can't. You can't. Like, I thought that you could, and you can control most of them, but you can't. Like, they're gonna come out of nowhere. They're gonna literally sucker punch you, like, when you least expect it. Like, literally blindside you. You could be the best boxer and have all of these kind of like awareness skills, like looking over your shoulder and stuff like that, and be able to guard and block. But man, some way, somehow, that guy's gonna get his punch like into your jaw. He's gonna knock you out on your ass. That's kind of how it is some of these seasons, and what I've actually found we've dealt with like this year. Thinking that I can anticipate things, thinking that I could.
And yeah, like you're saying, man, like, just again, like the seasons of businesses, it's gonna happen. Like you said, you're gonna get sucker punched. It's just gonna come out of nowhere, and that's what I'm saying. You have to be prepared for it. You have to mentally prepare as best as possible. And I know that's easier said than done. It really is, but you have to condition your mind to just anticipate that these seasons are going to happen, that adversity is going to happen, life's going to happen. I tell this to my students all the time, like especially on our Monday mind growth trainings, to prep them for the week, just because I always tell them, if your mind ain't right, your business ain't right. And just anticipate something happening. We do that. Like, what are 3 roadblocks that might happen in your business week, and what are three solutions to get around that?
Yeah.
So again, at least you're mentally preparing for the worst, and you're going to execute no matter what.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then one thing I kind of want to land this plane with on this whole subject on just like, I suck at the game of business, is I heard this on Andy Frisella's podcast, Real AF, and he had a guest on Wes Watson. This is the first time I heard him. I was really impressed, really liked his mentality and everything he brought to the table. And this is what he said. He said that there's two most common men on the earth that we see. And he said the first one is the most common man on earth is a consistent man with no results, which is really good, right? And we know that consistency, it's a very key staple to building a business, to getting better all around. You've got to be consistent. But if you're being consistent every day and you're not getting those results, you're not getting to that next level that I said, you got to question it. You got to question, like, what is it that's not working? Is it you? Is it the business? There's something that's disconnected, because we could be consistent all day long, but if we're not making progress, like, what is the point then? Right. So I thought that was super interesting. The last one was the most common man on earth is the most talented man with no work ethic. That's powerful, right? So guys, like, you guys gotta have this conversation with yourselves. If you're having these thoughts and going through these seasons, like, check yourself. Like, how is your work ethic? Are you really giving it your all every single damn day? Are you laying it all out? Are you going 110%? Are you going above and beyond? Are you looking to get better? Is your consistency there? Like, you have to question yourself, because you can have all the talent in the world, but no work ethic, I'm sorry, just like, it's not going to work. So I thought that was like just really powerful.
Man, those two sayings, the most common man on earth is a consistent man with no results.
Makes you think. Makes you think. I was like listening to that in the car. I was like, I was writing it down with one hand.
Yes, next words.
And I was just like, this is gold. I was like, I gotta write this down and talk about this on the show. But yeah, guys, like, again, like, we just want to keep it real with this discussion today about this subject, and you guys are just gonna go through those waves of just like, I feel like shit, I suck at the game of business, like, I'm gonna quit, and just, it's normal. Like I said, Chris said he still has these thoughts once a week after 13 years, so there's no shame in it. It's just part of the game. So again, just continue to get better all around. Control what you can. Don't stress what you can't. Be around like-minded individuals that are going to uplift you, that understand this mentality. Have a good support system. And again, just take it one day at a time. Every day's a do-over. Just one day at a time. That's really it, guys, and play the long game. So yeah, I think we'll conclude there. And again, guys, if you need help, if you're a health and fitness coach struggling with this mentality, just having more direction and need a better support system, then take us up on a 15-minute brainstorming call. Click the link in the show notes, schedule a date and time. We'll have fun with that. We'll add value to you guys, and then we'll just make it all about you. So take us up on that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Stay blessed, and talk to you soon.
All right, hopefully you got a couple of nuggets out of that video and that conversation with us, and hopefully you never ever get to that point where you say, I suck at business. And if you do, you know exactly what to do to take action to get through that and be able to just, break those false belief patterns, okay? So the next thing I want you to do, now that you have that under control, and if you have any type of struggles in your business right now, we actually did these laser coaching sessions right here, a ton of them. It's really, really awesome. We took health and fitness professionals, answer their number one pressing question in their business to fix it. You draw it all up and do all these cool things on there. So I want you to check out this one that we did right here, and then just keep watching them, like one a week. I promise you, if you do this, you'll never have like those limiting beliefs to ever have to worry about, okay? Check this out.